Before we get into today's video, I just want to make sure you guys all know about the DIY I just did on Sunday. It's a YouTube play button candle. It took me forever to do and I posted it at a really weird time. I posted it at like 3 AM or something, but I just wanted to make sure you guys all knew about it. Go watch it if you haven't yet and enjoy this video. But what is going on, peeps, and welcome back to another Buzzfeed test. You may all be asking why I am down here rather than up in my kitchen to cook. Long story short, everyone's making a ton of noise upstairs and I didn't want to have to ask them to shut up, so I'm just gonna film the intro and outro down here, and then obviously do all the cooking upstairs. But anyways, this is going to be one of those recipes that's kind of an oldie but a goodie. Back in the day, you guys suggested it a ton to me, and it was one of those I never got around to doing, so what better time than right now? Thank you to everyone who has suggested the mini s'mores pies, and let's see how I do. Alright guys, so for a s'mores recipe there is a couple extra ingredients, but nothing too crazy. Just start with some heavy cream, some eggs, and dark chocolate, granulated sugar, marshmallows, graham crackers, and butter. The first thing I'm going to start with today is the base of the mini pies, or the graham cracker crust. So I started with 2 sleeves of graham crackers and throwing those in the blender until they got to a fine powder. 2 packages like this ends up being a little more than 3 cups if you have pre-crushed graham crackers. Nevertheless, you're gonna push that off to the side, grab a smaller bowl with a whole stick of butter and melt that right down. And being that this crust is pretty simple, that's really all you need to prepare for this. So in a big bowl, I first threw in the crushed graham crackers, followed by a 1/3 cup of sugar and of course our melted butter. I wasn't sure if the video was looking for a clumpy texture or just barely damp. Either way, I drizzled in a little extra water in the mix just so that you can form little clumps with your hand. So once I got that all mixed up, I grabbed 2 small aluminum cupcake trays and threw in about a tablespoon of the graham cracker mixture into each well. Lightly packed each crust down with a metal spoon and then into a 350-degree oven they went for about 5 minutes. Now while those were cooking in the oven, I began to make the main part of these pies, which is the chocolate filling. And the process we're going to use for this is a little bit different than anything we've done before. In a small bowl, I first started by throwing a 1/3 cup of sugar, 4 tablespoons of butter, and 1.5 cups of heavy cream. You then have to throw that in the microwave on full power for about 1.5 minutes or until the butter melts and everything combines. Once that happens, you're going to transfer that over to a little bigger of a bowl and throw in 10 ounces of your dark chocolate. Quickly whisk that mixture up until all the chocolate is melted down and you get a nice thick ganache like so. But I just threw that over to the side and started preparing the eggs. For this recipe, you need 3 full eggs and then 2 egg yolks. Extract your egg yolks by whichever method you please and whisk them all into each other. Now I just threw a tad bit of the chocolate mixture into the eggs and pre-mixed that, then threw the entire egg mixture back into the chocolate. Why this step is necessary, I'm not completely sure, but I'm sure a ton of you will tell me in the comments, and that's just what Buzzfeed did. Either way though, that is our chocolate filling complete and ready to be baked. I took the crusts out of the oven and then very carefully filled each one up just shy of the top of the containers. Once they were all filled, I threw them in a 275-degree oven for about 15 minutes. Took them out of the oven for the very last time, threw about 8 to 10 mini marshmallows on every single one, and then just broiled them until the marshmallows puffed up and got a nice brown. Finally, we're done. After I let them cool for about 10 to 15 minutes, I carefully popped them out and threw them onto a plate with some chocolate. Some of them have a tendency to fall apart, some of the crusts got loose, and most of it fell off, but either way, I was mostly happy with the way they ended up coming out. What do you think, guys? Plating, maybe a A minus, around that ballpark? I am gonna go for this one on the edge here. This kind of reminds me of like a refrigerated pudding pie, but let's see. Oh my god. Guys, we have a winner. Holy cow, the inside is super fudgy and warm and moist. Oh. Ow, 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 ow. I feel like Peter Griffin. As I was saying, These are absolutely fantastic. The chocolate is great. The middle is super warm and delicious. It's not super sweet, and the graham cracker is a really nice crunch that takes away from the smooth texture of the pudding. I really have no complaints at all. That's just a delicious play on a traditional s'more. I don't know exactly when the last time we had one of these, but 10 out of 10. Good job, Buzzfeed. Hope you guys enjoyed this week's Buzzfeed. If you did, smash a like on this video. Just another reminder, guys, if you have not seen this DIY, go watch it for me. I put so much time and work into this dang thing, and I think the video came out pretty entertaining, so go over there and let me know what you think of it. Other than that, guys, go follow me on Twitter and Instagram if you haven't already. My links will be down there, and let me know of any more recipes that you want me to try. I hope you have an absolutely awesome rest of your week, and I'll see you right back here on Sunday. Peace. Please ignore the various boxes in the background, but just so everyone has an idea, this is how high that chair just was, and that is what I just fell on. I think I might need a hip transplant.